How's it going?
Already live?
Can we get a 5-5? How do we sound? I guess we're live.
Are we live?
We should be.
Are we live?
We'll find out.
Is this thing on?
All right, we got some ads coming up. What's up, guys? How's it going?
What's up, guys?
Hello all. So good to see you.
There, okay. It's good. They can hear us. We're live.
Already live?
Can we get a 5-5? How do we sound? Oh shit, we need
That's not me.
Are we live? We should be.
Are we live?
We'll find out.
Is this thing on?
We got some ads coming up. What's up? All right, fix that. Sorry. Amateur mistake there.
That's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Hello. Let me say hi to some people. Patricia and Chef Matt and Laura and Geert. And I see a lot of people. Brandy. Hello all. Zen Kato.
What's up, guys? Who's in here? Anita, what's up? How's it going?
Hi, Anita. Hi, Erica.
Aaron, what's up? How you doing? See you.
Hello.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Patricia. Kelly, how's it going?
Hi, Chef Matt.
Oh, I'm a mod too.
Oh.
Yeah, we need you in there. You're gonna have to mod
and the guest.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. I can promote my own stuff.
So do you see the warning that's under this video? The AP has called the presidential race for Joe Biden. See more on Google. They just had to put that underneath this video.
They put it's the algorithm. They put it on anything that has the word election or presidential election.
I don't have that.
On
oh, you don't see it? Maybe it's on our end. I don't know.
On like every platform, they automatically put a thing on it.
Well, what is it? The Federal Election Commission or whatever, they basically deemed that the presidential election was ruled as illegitimate today. So, and the mainstream media is like completely ignoring the fact that it's even happened. Yeah,
crickets.
Crickets also here in Europe. Same. Actually, our prime minister, who is a total state of the deep, and they put out like a congrats from on Twitter, like for Biden, and I swear there was not one comment from the Dutch that said congratulations. They all detested it, and that was such good to see. So good.
Yeah.
People are awake,
I guess the Dutch people are awake. It's amazing.
The deep
of Europe.
What's up, guys? How you doing out there? For those of you who don't know, this is Patricia from the Keystone channel. She has a YouTube channel. She is a healer, from what I understand. And you're obviously working, fighting for this great awakening, just like all of us. And I'll let you explain your channel and what nights you go live and all that stuff, because I'm not really sure. And then let's jump in.
Why, you never watch me?
I do. I just don't know your exact schedule.
No, all my YouTube is on Monday and usually on the Thursday as well. But today was a bit lazy, and then you guys asked me, and I was like, "Oh, that's great! Now I don't have to host myself." But I support all the patriots, and I introduce patriots that do special stuff all around the world, actually, and also usually on the Thursday afternoon I do also healing. Topics and health. So that's really what I do. And next to that, I do a lot of research as well. And I started in the beginning with our favorite Anon at the October 28th of 2017. And next to that, I had a long journey of healing myself for 25 years, and also spiritual awakening. And it's actually going great. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect time. It's so exciting to be involved in all of this. As stressful as it is, I mean, it's tough, especially here. You're coming from the Netherlands, which I think is part of the reason I wanted to have you on, because I want to know what it's like looking in right now from, we're here in the United States, but what is the world perspective of what is taking place? What kind of news are you seeing as far as your local news?
Well, it's an interesting question, because I've been living like for over 3 years now in the US time zone because I'm always working like with Americans and on all the news over there. However, obviously, I don't have a television, so I don't watch the news. So whatever I get from what's going on here is either from other Dutch people on platforms. Now, obviously, we are in a hard lockdown here in Europe, and that counts for Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg, France, Holland, UK, Italy. And so we cannot travel anywhere, we cannot go anywhere. But obviously, there is no news on any politics in Europe whatsoever because it's all COVID, 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 and it's all Trump, 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 and Biden. And obviously, whatever we see in the news, it's all negative, just like it is for you guys. In the news, you know, it's always Trump bashing. It's ever been like that. But we obviously wake up just like Americans, and just like Americans, for us, this election is so important. Obviously, we also have the crazy liberals, and but we can see that everyone is like a patriot. And honestly, I can speak for every patriot in Europe that we are all supporting Trump, and we are all watching this election like just like you guys do, as if he's our president as well. And why is that? Because without him, I mean, losing is not an option. If he loses, we all lose worldwide, right?
Yeah.
And so for us, it's as important as for you guys. Only we do not have then Trump, but at the same time, it's very, very important that he wins because, you know, we cannot have, well, the whole world will fall apart if he doesn't, right?
I mean, the deep state is everywhere, right? And the big difference is right now that we have Trump doing something about Trump and the administration, the Q team, whatever else is going on behind the scenes there. So it is important, and if they can get the win here, the victory in the United States, that's going to spread worldwide. It's going to spread
Yes.
to other planets. I mean, whatever else needs to happen.
Other planets too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Universe.
yeah, it's true. And so it's also that we obviously, like the countries that are now in a hard lockdown, they are completely under control by the deep state, like completely. There is not one you know, right person. The ones that are good, they don't get a voice whatsoever. They have no chance. However, I do believe that there has been done a lot behind the scenes in the past 3 years by Trump administration, and so I do definitely have a hope, you know, about things solving as well. As soon as America is restored, we will follow. But in the meantime, yeah, it's quite tricky because, you know, we are having now this, they try to do the whole vaccine rollout. They already start talking, if you do not take the vaccine, then you are in a hard lockdown still, while the rest can do whatever they want. And in other countries, they have other measures to blackmail you with if you do not take a vaccine. So they already start ramping up all those narratives. So we just hope that, yeah, you know, with Trump winning, because America is an example for the rest of the world. So without that, we are sitting ducks, quite.
Exactly. And it's nice to have patriots around the world. I mean, it's what, 2 a.m. for you right now, and you're up doing this interview?
Oh, wow.
That's insane.
Thank you for staying up for this.
Well, like she said,
Well,
been living on the American time zone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
So
whatever time zone you're following, I don't actually know. Eastern, maybe?
yeah, well, my own stream is always Eastern 7 p.m. on Monday.
Okay.
And so that's
Right.
1 a.m. for me. And later there is the conspiracy couch, so I will be there as well.
Nice.
Yeah. After this,
Staying up late.
guys, conspiracy couch, Laura and Foil, that's their show. They do some call-ins. It's an awesome show. I don't know what the topic is tonight, but we'll make sure to remind people to head over there before we're done here.
It's AI and DARPA.
That's right. AI and DARPA.
Nice.
Yeah. And I believe the Kate Awakening will be calling in tonight too to talk about one of her stories. I don't really know, so we'll make sure to steer everybody that direction whenever we whenever
Yeah, because usually I stream right before you guys.
yeah, back to back, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like every 10 minutes we have breaking news now about this election. And, you know, when you're on Twitter, the whole world is, you know, you see it's just a big battle. It's World War III right now. I mean, it really is. And I think it's funny because I was scrolling through my news feed and then I came across this article. I wrote it down because it's hilarious. It's an article about Star Wars. Obi-Wan waited way too long to start training Luke. So it's hilarious. This is a perfect example of the timeline split.
The question everyone is asking themselves right now.
It's like, why is that even relevant?
Everyone wants to know.
Who's sitting there thinking about that? Like, man, they waited way too long to start training Luke. And it's funny though. It's a perfect example of where we're at right now. There's people out there putting their energy into stuff like this that are totally oblivious to the fight that's actually taking place. And then some of the people that think Biden is their president, which I'm sorry, anybody who's listening to this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're oblivious because they think Biden already is the president.
Yeah.
Because
better prepare them already, because really they're going to be tearing up. I mean, I wake up in the morning, first thing, actually afternoon, first thing I see is all these memes coming by, you know, and it's so funny. And honestly, I don't even watch the news. I don't even keep up with how many they found now, where they're frauding, because I just know that he's going to win, and that's it. You know, I just have this 100% faith in that. And so I remember like last week, everybody was stressing around, right? And so we had to put morale up. So we had this whole team of people where we had this mission to put out tweets and to keep everybody like, you know, in high spirits. And luckily there was also Joe M posting great stuff, you know, to give people hope. But at a certain point you get so exhausted because people are so like, you know, what do you think? We've been busy 3 years with that whole plan. You think they're going to fail now? Of course it's a war, but you know, there's no way they're going to fail this.
No. I mean, we already seen, what did they deleted the Dominion. So, you know, the computer program Dominion, which we're now finding out is like backed by the Clintons and it's funded by the Clintons. So that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
But now that they're questioning it, actually Dominion tweeted today. Did anybody see that tweet?
And it's operated from Germany, isn't it?
That I'm not sure about. It could be.
Yeah, I read something about that. They are operating it also from Germany, and they can just access it. But you know, there's so much evidence. Well,
Trump tweeted Dominion deleted 2.7 million votes, and then 2.7 million Trump votes, and then all the Biden and Trump votes were flipped. In all these states that are in question. So they took the states in question off of the map right now temporarily while they're, I guess, recounting or figuring out the fraud. And when they did that, it puts Trump back in the lead,
right?
Just by a little bit. But there's no way. I would guarantee that all those states, once they're recounted or whatever, are going to be red states. I mean, I truly believe that. Why would there be fraud in those states?
I do believe that, well, I don't know, because it's about also the ballots that have been thrown away, right? And but then obviously there are other ones in place. So how are they going to count that all? However, I do believe he won at least 80%. There's no way that Biden, I mean, he didn't even have, he had pumpkins for an audience, right? So, I mean, and Jeep. His sponsor, you know. So I do believe that he won at least 80% of you know, the population vote.
Yeah, absolutely.
So removing the states in question, Trump's ahead 232 to 227, which doesn't mean anything according to the media. But Dominion, they tweeted today after they've been called out. Dominion tweets, which I didn't even know they had a Twitter account, to be honest.
Oh, really? They do?
Yeah, Dominion categorically denies any claims about any vote switching or alleged software issues with our voting systems. Please visit our Setting the Record Straight page for more information. Anyway, they're just denying everything.
Oh, well, that clears up everything.
Yeah.
I feel I feel
Well,
so.
yeah, they can deny all they want, but at the end of the day, now that it's said that it's not valid election, they're going to obviously take it to court, and that's it. So I'm really, because every day the news really is rather, you know, whatever we actually already know, and so now it's just a waiting game for, you know, how they're going to be handling it, and yeah, it's exciting to watch all that and every new step that, you know, development within it. But really, I'm not even watching because obviously I see here and there the news like the Dominion thing. And yeah, that was it. The server is in Germany. That's it. But, you know, at the end of the day, I, and now I actually kind of taking my time to do fun stuff because I can, because yeah, whatever's going to happen, I find it more important maybe that later all the other arrests, you know, are coming, because this corruption will be exposed anyway, you know,
It,
and
it,
probably on
it will.
TV.
It will. They're not going to let Biden become the president. I don't believe for a second. I just, that's not going to happen.
No, well,
because if that happens, then you have a whole nother ordeal to, you know.
Well, even without fraud, he couldn't even be a president because he's so criminal.
There's just no way that's going to happen.
Well, no, I mean,
it's just a matter of how is this all going to come out, and like,
right?
How quickly is Trump going to be declared the president?
Well, for
that's it, really.
He's not even real, or he's CGI or whatever it is. And then if everybody saw the other day when people were asking Siri who the president was, she was answering Kamala Harris.
Well, that's the agenda anyway.
What?
Yeah.
Not for Biden, it's for Kamala.
Yeah, they never had, the reason they had to go with Biden because his name was already on the ballots.
On all the fake ballots.
On all the fake ballots. So they had to use him as the front. And then right now, obviously, they're just rolling with it, and it's just total gaslighting, total propaganda. The media is just telling you things, expecting people to believe it without ever looking into it. And
well, yeah, but do we still need to convince those people, because we never could convince them in the past 4 years? So will we do it now? No, they will have a lot of tears. It's going to be even more sour than it was in 2016, because now they think they have won, because, you know, they're like hard-headed, and so and then they will find out that actually Biden is not their president, and obviously then we can all tell them, oh, I told you so. But will they riot anyway? Are we actually hearing any riots still?
Nope. Not that, as far as the people think Biden is president. No,
they will once it switches.
So once it switches, then they're going to have to go back to the second lockdown. The CNN pulled down their COVID death tally at the top. It's not there anymore. As soon as Biden became president-elect, they took down the COVID death tally.
Yeah, just like that, COVID didn't exist anymore, right?
Yeah, Biden won.
And also, I saw this meme, like, just like that, Democrats don't find it important to do investigations anymore, because, you know, it's not about Biden.
Oh, they're not, so you don't need to investigate it.
Yeah,
it's fine. Yeah. What they say, they're saying, oh, there's no way to rig an election, after they spent 4 years saying Trump rigged the election.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's insane. And those that are asleep, I mean, really, we can neglect them, because the majority is really Trump voters. I see it. I mean, just look at the rallies, right? Mm-hmm. Look at the streets. As soon as, you know, there is something going on, there is more Trump supporters than whoever. And I guess you guys have seen as well that nobody has these Biden signs in. As soon as the whole Hunter Biden stuff came out, how many people actually, you know, also started voting for Trump? So yeah, I don't think it's many people that will be, well, obviously the ones that the media is pushing like they are in the majority, but they're not.
Yeah, and somebody made a meme comparing Trump's social media followers to Biden's, and Trump's like ahead by the millions, tens of millions.
On Facebook, it's literally, Trump has like over 10 times.
Wow, really? I don't have Facebook, so I didn't even know he was on Facebook, actually.
Yeah, it's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and in all three of those, he's just like his followers compared to Biden is night and day. So it's like this.
And then imagine that they even put down the counts, right? I mean, they do that with my account, and I have just what, like 8,000 followers. That's nothing. So and I even see they're dropping like with 100, you know. And so how many are they dropping for Trump? And the fact they're censoring and all that. So imagine if that wouldn't be happening, how many would he have then? You know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just I think
Exactly.
I think eventually we'll find out. But like you said, right now, you made a good point a couple minutes ago. Like we can actually just kind of relax right now.
Yeah.
As far as keeping up on all this stuff, yeah, it's interesting because we want to fight and we want to, we want to help pull this thing home, bring this thing home.
Yeah.
At the same time, we need to use Trump as an example. Him golfing, just relaxing, taking it easy. He's not even frazzled. And that should tell you everything. So
Exactly. But I do think that obviously, even if you watch the news, then you can still get upset with certain things because, oh, there is new ballots found and all that. But I think overall now I see after last week that people were down. I do see like an uptick with people getting more positive again. And but for me, it was like, oh, fine. Now I can just chat here left and right. I don't need to be busy with research and all that because, everybody's just waiting it out. And but yeah, that's what I do. I now do nice and relaxed stuff and fun stuff that I usually don't get to because, you're constantly busy with checking out what's going on.
yeah.
And but no, I do think this is the moment for all of us to sit back and relax and popcorn time, right?
Were you awake?
Totally.
Were you around for the YouTube shutdown last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It wasn't just YouTube. It was like a whole list.
Really?
A whole list of servers went down all at the same time for a short period of time. It just
yeah.
makes me wonder if something was being done. I don't know.
And not only because also on Discord the day before, and I checked the map, and it's literally in every major city in the world, like literally every major city in the world, and not like the smaller cities. No, like bam, Paris, and what is it? Hamburg, München, London, Jakarta. All those cities all over the world were out, and that was with Discord the day before. Then yesterday we had
YouTube.
the YouTube, and today I was a Parler, but that's because they're overloaded now because everybody gets booted off Twitter. But yeah, we're gonna see what happens these next days because it is said that all these platforms are going to be,
Well, I just wonder if it wasn't like it could. We don't know what that blackout means. Is that some type of an alliance cleanup? What are they doing behind the scenes? Yeah,
I think it very well could be.
I've been thinking about that before when that happened before. I do actually think they are setting new algorithms in order for getting the censorship even worse because that still has to happen, that they're also gonna throw Trump off Twitter. So I do think this is not from the good side, but rather in the bad way. They are preparing for a big, massive, censorship and takedown from everybody that's conservative all over the world. And and after that, probably things will stabilize again, and probably with new platforms as well, because you think they will be in the second term from Trump, they will still be around like full on? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out. And I was really hoping you had some better news about that. Yeah,
I do.
I'm just giving you shit.
You see what Ryan said?
No.
Santa Surfing released a video showing Google no longer exists as a legal company. The feds took over Google.
Oh, wow.
Did not know that.
What?
That's true. That's amazing.
Cell phone companies were down all across America. Test run is my guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Somebody said Charlie Freak told us YouTube was going down Saturday in such a time, and he was correct.
Well, we had Charlie Ward on the other day, and he told us he got a phone call, and they were letting him know that there's getting ready to be a social media server shutdown, and he's like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. We've heard this so many times. And there was, but it was very brief.
Yeah.
It was very brief. So I don't know. It's interesting.
I
And
do think there's more coming. I do think definitely there's more coming this week because and maybe in the weekend, they're going to, as soon as they're going to start investigating all this fraud, officially, and they're going to actually show it on TV. That's when the social media will go down. Why? So we cannot talk about it. We cannot throw it out because obviously now, for the media, Biden has won, right? So the last thing they want is us to spread like, look at the investigation going on. So if we cannot spread all that news, then the TV news media, they can keep pushing their own narrative. But then I'm thinking, okay, wait, 2016 the same. I don't understand. People even find it still credible because remember at the time, Clinton was the one who was going to win. Well, she didn't. This time, same story. Will they fall for it a second time? I guess they will, but at the end of the day, the majority already knows. I mean, even in Europe, I see so many people that start to really think for themselves. And the best thing about the lockdowns is that people start researching.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
I agree with that. It's like, in some way, which we all know by now, this has been a major catalyst for a lot of people in their own personal journey.
Yeah.
It's just so many. It's forcing you to, because we get used to living in that comfort zone, in that box, and it's forcing you to start exploring new opportunities, and you have to do things differently. You can't, just working at home forces you to do different things, and you start picking up different habits, blah, blah, blah. But so there's a lot of positives to all that.
Oh, yeah.
I know personally for me, it's been knowing what we know. It's been this whole year has kind of been a blessing in disguise for a lot of people.
Well, yeah, for me, nothing changed because, I had this agoraphobia for 25 years. And as soon as I started my channel, I started to get better. And then lockdown came and now I can go out, but I've been in for 25 years. So for me, nothing changed. But I did see so many people that went nuts. And then at a certain point, they start researching because, they have nothing else to do. And I saw that happening. I made this thread on Twitter and I had literally 6,000 people on that thread. And they all just woke up within this lockdown all over the world. Amazing. And then there are so many more because, there was just 6,000 people that read my thread that I made about Great Awakening. But imagine how many worldwide woke up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm curious. We talk about it, but I wonder what the real number is. The real number, I mean, and then obviously being awake is like, there's so many different levels.
Yeah.
You can be awake to just government corruption or what's
different.
It just
areas.
But still, on some level, I'm sure the overall consciousness of the planet is raising.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I do feel that for sure, and that happens for everybody, right? So I do believe that though those that are newly awake, they catch up much faster because it's in our consciousness, it's in the collective consciousness. They just pick it up like so quick. Plus, we are always happy, so even if you read all that negative stuff for the first time. And they look at us, they're like, well, apparently they're still happy. So there must be a reason they're happy, right? And so that's how I look at it. And I do see it the same way. They catch up within a month. That took us years,
Exactly.
It's true, but because of all the work we've done, there's so many channels, there's so many people doing this stuff now. All that data is compiled and it's being presented in a digestible way that people can watch a short video and get what we had to spend 2 years in research finding. They can videos and figure it out. And there's a lot of people out there, the technology, the editing programs, there's so many ways to present stuff now. It makes sense. Like it's going to become more and more rapid, especially with the energies hitting the planet right now. It's just activating us. So
yeah, you guys have symptoms too.
Oh my,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I think everybody does, right?
Oh, yeah.
My ears close down, and then they start popping and beeping, and I hear noises, and I have this like somebody's putting up the heater slowly, and then it keeps like that for a few hours, and then it's normal again. And it turns out that is the vibration from your body is going so fast, you're not used to that, and because we're made of water, it's like your own personal heating system. I don't even need a heater, and it's winter, right? It's perfect.
Right.
And I even walk around in a t-shirt. Well, usually at this period in time, I'm like with a big sweater on, nothing of all that, because I'm like constantly like really hot. And that's because of the vibrations that are very, um, yeah,
Yeah.
heavy.
And a part of that whole awakening is, we become consciously aware of things, but our body has to play catch up. And if we're not taking care of our body properly, we're going to be in pain. And
Yes.
I think that's what I'm experiencing right now. My body is trying to tell me, like, you need to be doing something different here. But I'll figure it out.
Detox, get rid of also the animal food, all that, be healthy. And it's not easy because lately I yeah, Alara says I thought it was menopause. No, because that it would be like a hot flash that is so quick,
Same thing.
but this one goes like zzz, and you just feel it coming, but it's not as uncomfortable, but it is hot, like really hot. But yeah, and then it just goes, it's like a wave, and lucid dreaming.
Oh my gosh, that's me all the time now. Yeah.
Yeah, I had this incredible dream, and then all of a sudden it clicked for me what 5D is. And I was already like getting more intuitive and getting more like in tune with energies. I can now, as soon as I'm chatting with somebody, you don't even have to see the person. When I chat with them, I can pick up their energy and immediately read them. It's amazing. But I was like having this dream. So I was on a boat, and on the front of the boat and sitting like meditating, I was looking the sunset, and we had the Patriots cruise, actually, that was it. And so like one deck behind me on the top, there were people, and I knew them, Patriots, not going to name names because don't want to tell them that you dream about them. However, so at a certain point, I'm observing myself in the dream. I'm observing the scene, and I see myself sitting. And then one of the people on the bow, or on the deck on top, they are at the railing, and they saying, the one said, "Watch this," and he has a tennis ball, and he throws it towards me, but I'm with my back towards them, right? Because I'm looking at the front, and the ball is thrown, and all I do is like I put my hands in the air and I pick up the ball without even looking. And then I woke up, but within waking, I woke up in the dream while I was still in the dream. And so and it continued, and then all of a sudden I had this epiphany, and I thought, that's it. If we have like our energy field, in 5D, we are able to tune in our energy field like an extra set of eyes, ears, and feeling. And so, how did I catch the ball? I was thinking. And then I thought, oh, this is about how the double split experiment, where you observe the atom, and unless you don't observe it, the atom won't react, right? Now, in this case, it's the same with your energy field. The moment the person there was looking at me and thinking what he was going to do, my energy field picked it up. Then the ball was thrown, and my energy field could detect where the ball was. So I didn't need to turn around and look for it or whatever. I already knew what was going to happen, and I felt it, and I could detect the ball coming within that energy field. And that's how I catched it. And then all of a sudden it clicked, and I thought, oh my God, this is how it works within 5D. This is the extra skill that we will be having, because we will be able to not only make use of our body, our sensors that we have within our body, but also the whole field of energy around us. So the moment somebody would observe us, we would know.
Yeah.
And this is also how telepathy kind of works in the same way. So
And what's really interesting about that is there's a lot of martial arts practices that have already mastered that. I mean, they train blindfolded. They do that very thing. So
that's it. Because after the dream, I was thinking about it, and I thought about this man that did the martial art, and he was like defending people with his energy. I don't know if you've seen the video. And then I thought, that's how he does it. Now I understand how he does it, right? And then I kept thinking further, and then I thought, wait, there's something else that I've noticed is changing. So you know, when somebody in your family, whatever, they are half awake and they know a bit about it, so they call you and they're like, oh no, but now I'm watching the news and Trump is losing, you know, and you get that blast of negative energy onto you because, you know, they're upset. And the thing is, it doesn't even come in my reality anymore. So what it does, it's I hear it, I observe the energy from the person, but I don't let it enter anymore. And I've noticed it doesn't affect me anymore. So as soon as the person hangs up or I don't see them anymore, boom, it's out of my reality. So that's when I also realized I'm creating my own reality, which obviously we already knew, only now even the influence of others don't matter anymore, because once you chose your reality, I've noticed that now in my world, my reality, the reality that I've chosen, uh, somebody else's reality, let's say liberals, let's say doom thinkers, you know, those that think that we have, you know, all these matrix kind of thing and the world is going to end. Nothing of that is actually affecting me. Nothing of that is entering my reality. So as soon as these people tell me these things, I observe it, I listen, but it's literally observing and nothing else. And I'm always happy now. Like literally, I'm not affected by anything.
yeah, and that's pretty
There you go.
powerful, and it takes a lot to get to that point. It really does. And maybe it takes a lockdown to do that. I don't know.
Well, for me, I didn't do anything for it. Well, obviously, I did my 25 years of healing. I do my detox. I make sure my body is healthy. And it just happened, you know. And you need to be aware of what is happening with you, you know. I always monitor my own behavior. I monitor how I react to people. I monitor everything. And all of a sudden it clicked. And then I had that dream. And then I knew, oh my God, I'm in 5D. So 5D is nothing else but a different reality and a different type of consciousness. And now you start to develop the powers that you have within 5D. And that's what I'm now doing. So now I'm starting to practice telekinesis and stuff. It's fun.
That's
Nice.
awesome. And it's very true about being an observer. There are so many situations now where I used to go and I would be present in that moment amongst the other people, I guess, in the program. But now when I go somewhere, I'm there as an observer a lot of times. I got invited to a bonfire with a whole group of friends that I used to drink and party with that I had separated myself from because I don't drink and do that anymore.
Yeah.
And I separated myself from them, and you know, so many of them were mad at me. They thought that I was, you know, you're an asshole, you quit talking to us, blah blah blah, whatever. But I realized I'm going to give this a chance, and I went to the bonfire where everybody were taking shots and drinking, but I wasn't, and I was just there as an observer, and it was an entirely different experience, entirely different experience, and I felt like I actually like grew from that instead of avoiding that by going there and being present as an observer this time. It was really powerful.
Were they trying to pressure you to drink?
At first they were, but to my surprise, they all respected my, you know, my request. I was like, no, I'm sorry, guys. And I think on some level, a lot of them wish that they could do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. But
well, I did that already before because I never drank really, because, you know, I'm also half Asian. We cannot tolerate alcohol. So I wouldn't be like drinking at all. And so I would be always be sober, but then I would be crazy myself anyway, all the same. And people would think I would be drunk or whatever. However, yeah, I know what you mean there. And but what's the nice thing is that by observing it, you learn a lot about yourself, you know, because it's like a mirror looking, you're looking at a mirror, or you're going back in the past. That was me like many years ago, you know. That's what I do. But overall, I guess you weren't like too happy within there, because their reality is different, right?
Yeah.
And at this moment, you will notice that even more, that when you are with people that are not within your, you could almost say a belief system, because that is what you are in your reality, right? So the moment you are around, for example, people that are, well, they are awake, but they are thinking, oh, the world's going to end, we get a pole shift and all that. Well, maybe in their reality it will happen, but not in mine, because I decided I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to, shift to another world. And because I do think that, and because I do live in my reality, I do understand there are people that whatever they believe, they will be in that reality. And eventually, do we get like a shift or whatever? I do think it's inevitable.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And what's interesting is when I was at that, you were talking about the conversations and stuff. When I was at that party or whatever, I noticed the conversations. I noticed I didn't fit in anymore. Like the conversations were so elementary, I guess, for lack of a better term. But it was difficult. It was really difficult to bring yourself down and have a conversation about the Matrix.
Yeah.
And everybody, people were bragging about how much money they made and this and that, and you just had to sit there. And I found one guy who was talking about some ghost hunting show, and I was like, okay, I can at least talk. So we ended up getting in this whole paranormal conversation, and it was really cool actually. But it was funny how I had to find my place there. Otherwise,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, that's, I mean, if you now listen to people that are still busy with their money and their status, so to speak, I mean, to me that is so incredibly boring. It just doesn't fit in with me. And to me it's so empty. It's empty, plus it's an energy, right? So as soon as they start talking, you get this empty energy, and eventually it's draining you, well, if you let it, obviously. But it's useless to be around that. And I've noticed that maybe this lockdown is going to be very interesting when people are coming out, those that woke up, like, also in a spiritual level, the way that now I'm doing. When everybody's coming out, I wonder how many people are on that kind of level, because we're all in different levels, right? But I do think, I don't know if you've noticed over the past 3 years, how the contrast between those asleep, those that think in doom thoughts, and those that are busy with positivity, enlightenment, others have their religion and all that, that these contrasts are becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think eventually there is no choice but that has to split somehow. Now, obviously, we haven't experienced that in our history that we know of, so we can tell how that will be. However, I do definitely believe something like that will happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Does anybody have any questions for Keystone or Patricia, whatever you would like to be called? Yeah, in the chat. Somebody said, drink with Tessa. Oh, thank goodness Tyler said that, because I'm a weird ghost lover. I'm the weird ghost lover at parties. There's always, right? Hey, that was me before I woke up. I was still talking about that stuff.
I've noticed certain topics, like with sleepers, like that, aliens or UFOs, they like the idea of it, but they have their own opinions. But like, at least you can get them talking, and then you can kind of like plant seeds, right? You can be like, well, you know about this? Did you know about this discovery? Did you know about these encounters that people with ETs or whatever? Like, I kind of like planting seeds with people when I can, like, when you talk to somebody, you sense where they're more open than where they're not, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I can't talk to them about politics, or I can't talk to them about this, but I can talk to them about this. And then I like to sense that. And then I'm like, all right, I like to plant seeds in that area with those people, so then they can kind of grab onto that and really take off.
Yeah.
And I've actually seen it with a few people where they'll come back to me later and be like, oh my God, did you know this? And it's like all stuff I already knew usually. They started going down that rabbit hole farther than they ever have.
Oh, I've seen it so much. And then they dump my DM full with stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, we were there like 3 years ago. But, you know, obviously they all have their own path. And so they too need a chance to, I guess, be enthusiastic about it, right?
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, we've all been there. You get the links, your friends are sending you this links. Oh, did you hear that they found water on Mars? I'm like, you know,
yeah,
okay.
A lot more on Mars that you have no idea.
Exactly.
Yes. There's a little bit more on Mars than water alone. But yeah, and I saw just somebody, we was like Claudette in the chat. She said, I can stand being on the phone. Well, I never on the phone. I always use my phone like that if I am on the phone, right? But those are other things that habits that we used to have that are completely gone. And you know, I don't even know how people still can have a TV. I cannot even enter a room with a TV. I feel the frequency just blasting at me, and I need to get out of there. You know, it's just yeah, so different now.
Yeah, and everybody, that's an interesting topic too, is the sensitivity. I mean, we're all different. We're all more sensitive to things than others, and electronics is one of them.
Oh yeah.
It's, you know, you have some people that are starting to experience electronics failing around them because maybe their frequency is interfering with the frequency of the device. I don't know what's actually taking place, and therefore, you know, it's going to affect them as well. So.
Yes.
That's why everyone out there needs to get an Omnia radiation balancer.
Perfect segue
for their phone.
Are you going to give me one? Because, you know, we in Europe are completely bombarded and blasted with 5G. I mean, I've got it here in my street, 5G. You know, they did that during the first lockdown. And I'm trying to find something that works and it's really expensive. But then we cannot just protect ourselves with one little sticker. There's no way. I have organite all over my house. That doesn't cut it. You know, it's
but this is
different than organite. This actually. Oh, look, Anita put the link.
Oh, hey, thanks, Anita. Anita posted the link.
This actually comes from London. Tim Sanders.
He's in London.
Yeah. So, but we're gonna have him back on because they've had some new studies that are just proving this thing once more that its effectiveness. It harmonizes the frequency. It harmonizes it, and it's like he puts it like a choir that's singing out of tune. It kind of tunes it or
balances it.
Tunes the orchestra.
Radiation balancer.
And so it not only it isn't blocking it like the
no
Jungai, yeah.
What transmutes.
Yeah, it transmutes it. But simultaneously, what they're finding out now is that it's actually having
beneficial.
It's beneficial. It's actually having healing. It has healing properties. So people are like for me, my migraine headaches went away entirely. My sinuses stopped.
I have headaches all week long because of the 5G. And if he's watching, can you be my sponsor too for the Keystone channel, please?
He is looking for more affiliates. So
maybe we'll send them your way, or we'll
yeah, definitely, because if I do something, I want to first of all know it myself, and I want to test it out, obviously, but also I would never promote stuff that I've never used or I don't believe in. So I definitely want to try it out and see if he is willing to actually, help me sponsor as well, or me helping him. How is that? He sponsors me or I sponsor him?
Affiliate.
Whatever. But yeah.
I have my Android phone, and then before I quit my job, they gave me a brand new iPhone, and then they let me keep it whenever I quit. So I have an iPhone, but that doesn't have the patch. And when I use that phone, I can feel like my hand is on fire. I can't even use it that long. It's so intense, like I have to put it down. But when I have this phone that has a patch on it, I don't even notice a difference. Actually, what some of the tests show that it actually makes you. It's like you don't have a phone on you at all. They do a muscle test with a phone without. Yeah, they do with the phone without the patch, and you get weak immediately.
weakens you,
Like
yeah.
it just instantly weakens your whole entire system.
Yeah.
They put the patch on and it's like you don't even have a phone on you. So it's,
They've done blood tests. They've done
the red blood cells, right? That they clock together as soon as you have this phone in your hand, and then they start separating. However, do they also do that, because I'm always home, so do they have that for like a laptop and other stuff?
yeah, it works.
Like,
any device,
any device that
any
has,
radiating device.
Yeah, any radiating device. So yeah, laptops, tablets, your Wi-Fi router.
So why wouldn't you like wear it so you can have it? That's what I'm asking, because
you probably could put it on a necklace.
But when you have your phone on you, like I do all the time, you basically are wearing.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I don't know.
But yeah, like on a chain or something.
Yeah, you could do like a necklace or something too. I'm sure. I mean, yeah. Or if you already have like an orgonite pendant or something else, you could probably put one on the back of that and just wear that as an extra.
Because one time somebody told me like, oh no, because that's not the way it works. And I'm like, well, I don't know, because isn't it transmuting whatever is close to you as well? And if you're blasted with 5G, how does that work? I don't know. I'm curious.
Yeah, it's really interesting. The technology they use is Tesla technology. It's what Tesla was figuring out. They've kind of rediscovered it, and it works with the electricity that's already in the air. So
somebody said Simon Parks does the. Yeah, so I know Simon Parks sells like a USB stick. That we know the backstory of that, but
so all we can say is be careful with that USB stick from Simon Parks.
Well, here's the thing too. Let's just say it's the same thing, because if what he's claiming his does the same thing as what Omnia does, his costs what, like $350.
Yeah.
The Omnia is like
into it.
You get 3 for like $50 or something for Omnia.
For like, it depends, like $60 or something. It's 3 of them.
Way.
It's the same. It's basically the same thing. It's basically if you were to take apart that USB stick, the Omnia patch is like inside.
It's actually inside of it.
Yeah.
So but apparently there's some type of AI in there that you don't want. So that's what
we think, at least.
We don't know, but allegedly.
Yeah, I've watched some videos about different products. Also, the organ generator, that was very interesting, but it's just so expensive. I mean, I cannot afford that. I'm glad that I can eat every month. So now with that stuff, obviously we need it. And then I'm like, why does it need to be so expensive? Because at the end of the day, isn't it to help people?
The thing about the patch too, which he is adamant about. He's like, once you have it, it lasts forever. He's not trying to work on return customers and all that stuff.
Yeah, just to make money. He is in it. You can tell, like, Tim is in this. He's doing it to help humanity.
He's one of us,
people.
Man. He's one of a light worker for sure.
He is definitely a light worker.
And maybe I should interview him. That would be cool.
You should.
Yeah,
you seriously should.
It's funny because we've developed a friendship with him, more than anything. It's more of a friendship now than anything. So it's cool. But they're working on, I don't know when it's going to surface, but they're working on an air conditioner that you don't plug it in. It's a free energy device. You put it in your room, set it on the table, you set it to whatever temperature you want, and the whole room temperature changes to that temperature.
Wow. Well, yeah, I live in a cold country, so
the same thing. Whatever it can heat it up. Whatever you set. Yeah, it works with the electricity in the air. They're working on a water bottle that restructures your water. Any water that you.
I love that.
Yeah. So it's really interesting what they're doing, but we'll see. I don't know where that stuff is in development, but we can go back to something else now. We've been talking about.
Anyways, the election. Yeah.
So Newsmax
or election.
Yeah. We can talk.
What do we know about Newsmax now that they've been donating to the Clinton Foundation? They wrote an article with a headline. The banner had a QAnon, something dealing with Q on it. It was basically not a Q hit piece, but it didn't do Q any justice. It's just like some red flags all of a sudden, like Yeah.
I've seen it, and also I found that CJ put out a tweet, and he said, "Well, you know what? It doesn't matter whoever comes out with their news. At the end of the day, we are the news. So it's time that we start actually, developing our own networks, our own ways of getting news out and stuff." And I've been busy with that already behind the scenes, but we do need our own platforms. We need to take that power back from the media, because we are the media now, and we should make we like Leonidas said it so nice. He said, like, it's done with being an anon. Now we take the forefront. Now we're going to take over, and that is, I think, a good you say that, mindset, because we can't be forever in the background, you know.
Mhm.
Those days are over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, what's interesting, you're right. And we are the news now, but we have to be careful that we're not an echo chamber also, which is like Parlor, which is interesting. If somebody who didn't know what Parlor was and they went to Parlor, they would think it's just a big right-wing platform. And what's funny about it is that we're trying not to create an echo chamber, but instead of a retweet, they call it echo on Parlor. So you echo somebody's tweet.
Echo chamber.
Yeah,
But what I mean is literally
literally.
where we
But it's, you know what it is? It's a great place to go get news for
yeah,
like us researchers. It's a good place to find what's really happening, but it's not a good place to wake people up.
And it's a
no
good, you're not going to get censored too if you
Yeah.
post things, whereas
Mhm.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
yeah, but what I'm thinking of is like literally a network, like worldwide, where people can report the news from their countries all over the world, and where you get actually honest news again, because it's made by the people for the people,
Yeah.
something like that, like literally a network.
Well, here's the thing. All mainstream news, it's not, we got to stop calling it news because it's not news. It's propaganda.
Yeah.
Oh, mainstream fantasy.
News
Yeah.
is what they want you to think it. Yeah. Like that's the whole problem. Like people need to wake up to and more people every day are waking up to this, but it's not news. It's here's what we want you to think. Now believe this.
Yeah.
And you can either just believe it, which is what a lot of people do, and they get their opinions and their facts from these outlets, or you can be like, okay, that's what they're telling me. Now let me go do my due diligence and my own research and figure out what the truth is for myself. And more people are doing. And that's why the censorship, they're seeing this and they're like, crap, we got to shut this down. We can't have people thinking for themselves. We can't have people operating from self-sovereignty basically and being like, I'm gonna search for the truth myself instead of just letting it be handed to me like most people have done for so many years. And so that's why they're now doing fact checking and not putting these little things underneath these posts saying like, oh, here's what the truth is, this is what you're supposed to believe, right? Because too many people are not just accepting the approved narrative of everything and what they want you to think and believe. So eventually, it's inevitable they're going to collapse anyway when more, enough people up that the ratings have already been tanking over the years. And, on top of the deep state being arrested and cleared out, which is happening also, it's like we're literally watching in real time the deep state just collapse in on itself. And
well, and because we know that it's the world news everywhere. Mainstream is owned by 6 corporations, so we all get the same news, just in a different language. But it doesn't mean that and so that's AP and what's the other one? Reuters, which is in Israel, but everybody get that same news, exact same news. And so whatever you guys have in the news, we have it too. And so eventually I do think that if there would be like a news network by the people, then you could actually report real news again, and also fun stuff instead of depressing stuff. but and so everybody's up to date again about the news, especially in America. Usually you had all the news about America and not knowing what's going on in the rest of the world. Obviously, in our TV, we know we get news from all over the world, right? So whatever happens in the world that is important, that used to be reported, but now, well, now it's just blatant, lies about everything. It doesn't matter where, and when there is something really important that's happening, like the tsunami that was in Izmir, in Turkey. I mean, nobody reported it. There was a 7.0 earthquake at the coast of Turkey. Nobody reported it. Yeah, you know why? Because elections is not important enough, because we need to flood the news with other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, that's what we're seeing, the true sociopathic behavior of the deep state right now. I mean, it is like talking to a wall or robots. I mean, whatever it is, they are on auto response. Just whatever, what I'm saying. They're not going to off that narrative.
Well, it's also just, I mean, for us that we are awake and we look at it, it's like it's becoming just laughable and ridiculous, right? But imagine there are still people asleep that don't even see it. It's like, do you see how we are already in a different reality?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said earlier,
exactly.
The timeline split.
Timeline split.
There's people out there writing articles that Obi-Wan waited way too long to train Luke.
That was the most pressing thing on their mind,
it's
that they had to get out there. Yeah.
A movie made in the 70s, somebody's sitting there thinking about, man, he should have started training them sooner.
They're like, people need to know this.
I'm also wondering, are those that are asleep, do they still see celebrities around? Because we don't, do we?
No.
I mean,
some do.
I think,
but that's even losing.
Celebrities are collapsing. Nobody's idolizing them anymore. I mean,
so few people compared to what it used to be even care about celebrities anymore. But it's funny, they're still trying to push. They're putting Lady Gaga drinking a beer, trying to like pander to.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I mean,
it's like so many cringy things with celebrities that they're doing, because they're like still trying to, like, maybe if we have all these celebrities endorse Biden and say these things, people will be like, oh.
No, because at the end of the day, they're also an echo chamber, right? So the sleeping masses, for them, the MSN is their echo chamber. But at the end of the day, it doesn't, because let's face it, the world is like split within these groups that actually are awake and those that aren't. So the MSN is their echo chamber. For us, that's Parler, and this is why we need to stay on Twitter as long as possible and platforms like this, because obviously we still have, a war to fight.
We still have some reach, and now they're, big breaking news. Also, Thanksgiving is canceled.
Here, the Christmas probably is canceled, but I never did Christmas anyway, so for me it doesn't matter.
It's funny that they put so much energy into these holidays. What's the point? Like they're literally giving people a limit of how many people they can have in their own home. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, here too. People actually, I was just talking about it last week. My neighbor, who's Turkish, and all of a sudden there's 5 policemen here in the hall from the building, and I'm like, what are you guys doing here? Well, we're here because another neighbor like anonymously complained about visitors in somebody's house, and so I don't know if that was true or not, because I didn't hear anything, but this is what we have. We have snitch phone lines where your neighbors can just call on you that you have more than 2 visitors, and then they stop with a bus full of police, because here the blue is not really kind to the people. They're our enemy here, and so they start arresting people. They just pull them out of the house because they have one person too much in their house as a visitor. And in France, they even made it so that nobody can have visitors anymore, and they have to stay permanently in the house. In Italy, they cannot even leave the house after 6 o'clock anymore, and everything is closed. So yeah, it's getting quite bad.
I mean,
there's definitely no agenda going on here with any of this. It's definitely not.
And the scary thing is the people that comply.
Yeah.
And think that,
or think that's a good thing.
but I mean, it gets so extreme though. I mean, everybody's, even the people who aren't aware still have to start questioning at some point, like, okay, what's going on here? But
what's the real agenda here?
Well, but that is happening,
Safety.
It is happening. We're seeing people,
especially here with these rules. It's so ridiculous and it doesn't make any sense. So after 10 you cannot drink anymore. So one part of the supermarket is like taped off because you cannot buy alcohol. You cannot go to a bar, you cannot go to a restaurant. However, you can go to the red light district. So you can still go to the hookers, you can still go to church, but that's it. It's the weirdest thing. And so people obviously think, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. So this is exactly what makes them wake up. And I love it. I'm just sitting back and watching and eating my popcorn because it's like action reaction. It's the consequence of what they do. So it's not that hard really. And yeah, we can be annoyed about it. And oh, we cannot go to restaurants. It's literally waiting till the rest wakes up for me.
yeah. And where we're going right now, this 5D, this new earth, whatever you want to call it, even not even there, but we can no longer operate in deception. There's no place for it, and anything they try and do is gonna instant karma. It's gonna blow up in their face. They're shooting themselves in the foot every step of the way. Even down to the individuals, little white lies. Anything you try and do, it's gonna come back right away. You're not getting away with that shit anymore. It's over. Like we part of this new.
You
earth,
never were, but now it's so instant that
it's so instant. Yeah,
it's very apparent you're not getting away with it.
And this new earth, I think if there's one thing that we're being prepared for is the transparency. Like there is, we've heard Corey Good and other people say that you're no longer going to be able to tell a lie because people are going to know your thoughts. So what we're seeing now is like, this is us working on that right now. So start being honest, start living with integrity and doing things for the right reason. Don't try and deceive anybody. Don't have an ulterior motive because it's going to backfire and you're not going to make it far.
I already see that, right? Yeah. And I already feel that, and I can already detect these things energy wise, it's like you have like what you call that, an X-ray mind, and it's amazing how that works. So when people talk to me, I can just scan everything. It's like weird and it's interesting at the same time. It's very exciting because I like 6 months ago I didn't have that, and now it's just scan, and like within a second I know, is somebody genuine, is somebody coming from ego, is somebody actually really here to help somebody else. And I do believe that we are here to now be service to others, well, for a long time already, but now we really have to do it. Why? Because then you also get back that way. It just works that way. It's a kind of a universal law. It's actually, wasn't it written in the Bible already, these things, and I do think we're going back to what we would call basic, because we didn't evolve, we devolved over the past centuries, and so this is why we need to start like going from the heart. And because our biggest brain is the heart, if you know how to use that. And our brain obviously is for logic and for get you from A to B. However, the heart is the real brain within us.
Yes,
the heart,
exactly.
And the heart and the gut, the three.
Yeah, that's why I have my detox videos, because about the gut. The gut is so important. If you do not do a detox, clean that gut, that's when you know the difference, because all your emotions are in your gut, all your brain hormones are made in the gut. Mm-hmm. This is why not cleaning your body is so, it's so important to clean it.
Yeah. And if one thing that I have developed through this awakening is learning how to use my body as an instrument. Like when somebody is like telling a lie or whatever it is, if it's even something good, my body like reacts to it, and I know I can't ignore it anymore. If somebody is like Austin Steinbart up there saying he's Q, when I watch those videos, my stomach hurts. Like it actually hurts.
Well, I had this years ago with Alex Jones, and immediately the first time I saw him, I'm like, nope, 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 nope. My whole body just reacted, and
He's
guess what?
controlled opposition.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
exactly. Your body, it's almost like you can't handle it. It's really tough
Yeah.
to, and you know when somebody's telling the or not telling the truth. It's just so obvious. But at the same time, whenever somebody is saying something that resonates, your body reacts also. You get chills or whatever feeling that is. Pay attention to it, because that's your body telling you, yes, this is truth. Like we're going into the age of believing to knowing, and it's it's direct knowing. That on some level we all know this already, and maybe it's us kind of remembering it.
Well, you pick up that energy, right, from whatever. That would be the same with, like, if you would do like telepathy, you send an image rather than you talk, right? Because one image of whatever you're thinking is much faster. Now, I'm actually at the point where I detect even white lies, and then I know, okay, that's a white lie. I used to do that, you know. I don't even do white lies anymore, but like little, but I do detect it immediately. And it's amazing how many levels there are also of honesty, for example. And most of them, you know, you let them slide because you know somebody is still busy with their development, and there must be a reason that they do that. And you know, it's not personal, don't take it personal. However, when it's about lying, like flat out lying because, you know, to hurt you, now that's a whole different story. But yeah, it's very interesting to detect that now. And I do feel kind of having extra superpowers now, but yeah, it's subtle, but it's still there, you know?
I mean, and one superpower we're going to get is we're going to be able to vote when we're dead too. So that's really cool.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're actually proving that now. They've actually came on. I
saw it.
I don't always turn on the news, but they've proved it. They've actually put the information out there, and it's no denying it. How can they explain that? They're just ignoring it is what they're doing. But it's a, and I've said this before, but anybody watching, please go watch the movie Black Sheep with Chris Farley. It is about voter fraud and about dead people voting. And it was depicting the 2016 election. But I don't think the plan, I think what that movie, their plan didn't play out like they wanted it to. So that movie kind of is this election. If you watch the movie, you're going to be blown away because you're going to see exactly what's happening right now. And they were trying to tell us, or social conditioning, predictive programming, whatever, you know, they're trying to tell us what they were going to do the whole time.
And apparently also animals are evolved because they can vote too.
Yeah.
When they're dead.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah. It's.
Yeah, wasn't that the dead cat that had a ballot in the mailbox?
More people that live in a state can also vote.
Yeah. Well,
too. It's amazing.
The thing is that we have whistleblowers coming out of the woodwork now. Everybody, there's no hiding. I mean, we can beat this dead horse all night long. We know what's going to happen. Trump is going to win.
Well, yeah, actually, if I knew about this, I could have voted for Trump as well, and I could take all the patriots from Europe to vote for Trump. I mean, seriously, he would have won even with their fraud, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to cover before we start wrapping this up and steering people over to Conspiracy Couch?
Well, not really. I mean, unless somebody wants to know something that I obviously on my channel I do. If you are interested in the detox stuff, then go check out on my channel. You can find it there. Hey, Kate Awakening, good to see you. Bit late though.
Okay. A little late, but it's all right. We'll let it skate.
Kate is late.
Late Kate.
What does anybody have any questions for Keystone or us or anything else before we start wrapping this up? And we don't even have to wrap it up yet. We can keep going. I mean, we've covered up everything.
I have a guest Monday, and I hope that would be Sons of Liberty 21st Century, who's in the chat here. And well, that is if he can on Monday. We haven't even set a date yet, but if he can, then he will be my next guest on Monday. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And well, and for the rest, yeah, the
Late Awakening.
The Late Awakening. He says that.
That's such a good one. She's so funny always.
Yes, that's funny. Guys, we have our t-shirts. Our t-shirts are on sale right now. We have 20% off with promo code Sleepy Joe on our
Sleepy
TeeSpring.
Joe.
Yeah, the link
20% off.
The link is in the description. How long is that going to go for? Did you?
I just did it indefinitely.
Oh, indefinitely.
Until I decide to stop it.
So 20% off our t-shirts with.
We tried to do president-elect.
Just one advice: don't tattoo Biden on your body like they did in 2016. That somebody like tattooed like "not my Trump is not my president." Well, you still have the name Trump on your body, yeah, so it's kind of stupid.
On your body.
That I mean.
Also, yeah. Did you guys put the link of my channel in the description?
I did.
Yes, yes, we did.
I'm pretty sure it's in
did
there.
You? I thought you did.
Check it. It should be in there. Yeah, your channel and your Twitter handles in there. So.
All right, that's great. Thank you.
It's in the chat too.
Apparently, according to Kate, Keystone is such a babe.
Yeah, she's my babe, and I'm hers. She's my buddy.
I guess nobody has any other questions. Oh, yeah. I have. So that Sons of Liberty 21st Century, I guess that's who you're having on Monday, says, I have a video of 10 trucks being brought into Arizona counting facility while we were rallying. Fucking crazy. They came unloaded and something left. I guess it's just another account of voter fraud. I don't know.
Another truck of ballots?
In accounts of voter fraud.
Yeah. Oh, there, Anita. Anita put the TeeSpring link in the chat. Thanks, Anita.
Thanks, Anita.
Kate wants a Trump tattoo.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Exactly. I want a Trump tattoo.
Shall we do it all after he's elected officially again?
Yes. So I'll get Trump tattoos.
Exactly. Guys, we also have a website that should be launched next week if everything goes well. So it's kind of a great time for that as far as all the censorship goes. So you'll be able to find all of our episodes there, all of our TeeSpring, everything, all of our links are finally going to be compiled there with some other stuff upcoming, whatever. It's a website. You know what it is. But we had a friend of mine who I graduated high school with, who I hadn't talked to in years, reached out. I didn't even know he watched a podcast, and he was a website developer, and he offered to do it for free for us. So
really,
yeah.
I'm like months busy with the website because well, it's about the healing, and so people can book sessions and stuff. But oh man, the whole website thing, yeah, I just yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, at first we didn't really see the reason, but now it's going to make a lot of sense, especially with what's happening. So,
yeah,
once that's up and running, we're going to figure out, we'll utilize it to the best of our ability. Tuesday, we are going to be on Age of Pandora with Above Duality, David Shurgin, if you guys know him.
Yeah, I was there a few weeks ago.
I don't know if he plans. I don't know if he plans on going live or what, but Tuesday night we're going to be doing that with him.
Cool.
And next week, Misha Johnson.
Oh yeah, Misha.
So we interviewed Misha Johnson for the Portal to Ascension conference, and she is an experiencer, but she has information about all different ET races and even photographs. I mean, it's insane. And her story, her testimony is like mind blowing. So.
When is she going to be on?
We on next week. That'll premiere next Thursday. That won't be live, but so we interviewed her for the Portal to Ascension, and she did a PowerPoint. Well, we put it up on our channel, and it was only like 45 minutes long or something. It wasn't, and everybody, by popular demand, we decided to have her back because everybody wanted more. Her story is incredible. She actually has 2 ET Experiencer Oracle decks, which you can purchase, that actually tell you kind of what star system you're from, or if you were a MyLab, or what race you've been abducted by, or whatever it is. It's just super fascinating, super interesting decks. I have one of them.
Does she have like a website or a YouTube?
She has a website.
Yeah, she has a website. I
don't remember what it is.
And yeah, I don't have all that off the top of my head right now. But anyway, it's going to be nice. We've been covering this election, so it's going to be nice to get back to talking about UFOs and ETs again. So
yeah,
and the Ascension.
Back to business, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
5D.
Talk about all the stuff, everything that we talked about before Q.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get back into that stuff.
Pre 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. What else? Anything else? Conspiracy Couch is next, guys.
Did you see what Kate said? Trump stamp.
Oh,
the Trump stamp.
Yeah.
Trump stamp.
Hey, it might catch on.
Yeah.
I want a Trump stamp too.
That's funny. We need to actually get a Trump stamp made. Like
an actual stamp? Yeah.
Where are you going to put it, Kate?
I mean, I think we already know.
I mean, I think we,
right? Yeah. Everybody go, make sure you go subscribe to Keystone's channel.
Yes, everyone go subscribe.
Please, and
to Keystone.
donate.
Yay. Thank you.
Yeah. So she can get in.
I'm posting the link to your channel in the chat.
Yeah, and guys, coming up after this is Conspiracy Couch. We were talking about it earlier with Laura of Sirius and Loyal to the Foil. They've been, I don't know how many episodes they've done so far, but it's awesome. What it is they kind of just create a place for people to call in and share their stories of their paranormal activity, their ET experiences. Tonight is, what did you say, AI and DARPA?
Yeah, AI and DARPA. And don't forget the Space Force news, because soon I'm going to be the space weather girl.
Can you put a link for Conspiracy Couch in there?
Sure. I gotta find it.
Hang on, what happened to my cam?
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so they do Space Force news also on Sunday nights, which is great. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kate is going to be calling in tonight and telling one of her stories on Conspiracy Couch. So everybody make sure to head over there. The channel is 1 Foot in 5D. Aaron's working on putting a link in there now. Anything else? Anybody? Kate says she's putting a tattoo on her forehead.
Yeah. Maybe your third eye. Maybe it has an extra, give you an extra boost with Trump on it.
Trump stamp.
Trump stamp.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
Totally gonna do that.
Yeah. So if that's, I don't know, anything else? Well, I think we covered everything that I wanted to cover. Oh yeah, you can find us on. We have
everything.
We have. Well, I don't know. I heard BitChute actually went down too.
It's up. It did for a bit. But
it did for a bit, but we have a.
Oh, you guys chose that?
Well, we have BitChute, Brighteon.
I might do brand new tube because that seems to be kind of taking off.
Yeah, brand new tube is really cool because
I like that one the most, really.
I think I'm gonna do one on there too.
Just like YouTube, it's super familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one a lot, actually. Obviously,
we don't have anything like Parlor or.
Well, I have a personal Parlor, but
you have a personal.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, it's under.
We might do Parlor eventually, or Mayway, or MeWe, however you pronounce it.
We still have Facebook. They booted us off of Instagram. We still have Twitter, but the audio podcast, that's one thing we do have going for us. If they do the audio, if they do shut us down, we're on like every audio podcast platform. So, I mean, there's like 15 of them at least. So.
Oh, that's smart. I'm gonna do that. I should do that.
You won't get the video, but you'll be able to hear everything. It's still there.
Yeah, people look at me for my face, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Listen to this.
No.
Driving though, so it's it doesn't make any difference.
Well, I would choose the brand new too, but I check because obviously you want to know who the owners are, right? And just like with the news, and I'm like, looks too much like a YouTube. I wouldn't be surprised that it is like another trap that we're gonna fall for, right?
Yeah, it could be.
It could be, but hey, I mean, wherever we can go to get this information out there, and even if one person finds it, whatever, we're doing what we need to do. We can't. It's one thing that I've noticed throughout this whole time is sometimes people let the fear of censorship slow them down more than the censorship itself.
See what, Kate?
It's amazing.
I'm just gonna start making new apps. I'm on Wingo and Malbot.
Tutor. Well, actually, we're busy with that. We're gonna make a dating app. It's called Cupid.
Cupid?
Oh yes,
that's great. Actually,
Cupid.
That's great.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
those are good.
Gosh, that's perfect.
Somebody needs to hire Kate as a
Kate-
writer for some.
Kate, you need to start
Yeah.
doing stand-up.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
Oh, Rumble. I forgot about Rumble. Rumble is another
Yeah,
YouTube.
how's that? I haven't watched it yet.
Been to it yet? I have no idea. I've seen people talk about it.
Well, I'm still up, so I'm not too worried yet. But that's maybe because my channel is not like as big yet. And but yeah, I do like it, to be here. Although we do hate them, but
on YouTube, which is nice still. Somehow we haven't been demonetized yet either. Knock on.
me neither.
So
Kate said, do I actually have to stand up?
You can do sit down.
Or wear pants. Yeah. I mean, yeah, just turn your live into a comedy show. I mean, it already is kind of, but no, I'm joking.
Oh, burn.
Well, I figured I need I'm gonna do like a show where we're gonna have like kind of like a Saturday Night Live where we can do sketches, and I can use Kate for that. Yeah.
Actually, I have a lot of great ideas for comedy skits, like Awakening, stuff like that.
Me too. Well,
and not really able to pursue them, so that would be cool.
I call you. Can't have enough ideas. I'm gonna have like Keystone's random thought of the week because I have the weirdest thoughts in a week, and so I figured I should make a segment out of that because everybody's always when I tell them, then they're like, laughing about it. So now I figured I need to make a segment of that. So now I thought, well, why not make like an entertainment program, right? Why not?
Yeah, there you go.
It's great. Yeah, definitely.
I just need a better computer and so I can have OBS and all that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we should definitely I think it's time for that. Something like that. It needs to happen.
Definitely.
JP Sears.
I was saying we got JP already.
Yeah, JP Sears, if anybody knows him, like those
love JP.
That's comedy gold. He's
amazing. Yeah.
His latest awesome.
Yeah.
Have been gold.
All right, guys.
We're
gonna wrap this up. Trump is your president, whether you like it or not. Deal with it. Get the Trump
and he
stamp.
will be for 4 more years.
Trump stamp on your forehead. Yeah, if you voted for Biden, that's the punishment. You get a Trump stamp on your forehead.
everyone for Biden gets a Trump stamp.
Yeah. All right.
I like it. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Good night. Make sure you head over to 1 Foot in 5D, tune in to Conspiracy Couch, and hang out with Laura and Foil and whoever else calls in. I think Kate is. So.
And everyone subscribe to Keystone.
Everybody subscribe. Thank you all for subscribing. And thank you guys for inviting me. And next time, my place.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Yeah, definitely. Let's set that up. Definitely. Yeah. We'll book our plane ticket.
Yeah. Your place. Yeah. We'll fly over there.
Yeah. COVID.
All right, guys. Good night.
Good
See
night.
you later.
Peace out.